Okay, it's currently 2:50 Indian Standard Time. It's the 8th of June, and this is Iex, and I've taken a long right in here. You can see how thin we came into this area. You can see there's some structure on the lower time frame, but I want to point this out that we are also moving above this little price stall right in here. So I think we can see a little bit of a stall in here. I wanted to get right in something in here, but we didn't, so I took a retest right in here because this was left pretty thin, so there's a chance that we could have made some attempt to the downside. So we did. So I did enter right in here. I entered on live as well. I'm long on this live as well. So let's see how this one will play out. So the stop is just kept just below this point of release area. So there is some structure on the 5-minute as well, and we are also moving above this little area. So this could provide a little bit of a response in here. We are protecting our position by this little point of release in here. So let's see how this one will play out overall, but looking for a good move on this one, possibly up until 152 and higher, given how this all has been dealt off. So I will look at that, but just going on a higher time frame right now. So we'll just hide this. So you can see during the bull run of 2021, this is a price pause. The price paused for a couple of months and then started to rally again, and now we are kind of filling that extension back and hitting some thicker structure with weaker liquidity in here. So you can see it hits somewhere in the point of release area right in here, and just showing you the pattern on the daily chart now. So you can see a thin move up, a thin move down, and then some aggressiveness in here. So generally this is a good pattern in the sense that when we move down inefficiently, raiding some of the lows, and then it comes back up and takes that high, that's generally showing that the pressure is to the upside overall. So a pullback in this inefficiency can be bought. So generally in this type of scenarios we can use fibs as well. So you can see a 618 lining up in here, and then 79% in here. So 79 is certainly a better level. I think if this trade doesn't work, then I'll be taking another trade at 136, and I'll open up the stop just overall below this low and see how this will play out overall. So that was the higher time frame narrative in here, but you can see, I like to trade into these thin runs in here because this just keeps us on the positive side of the spread. So you can see this thinness of this on various levels. This was also a level, so you can see on this 15-minute price pause, which was moving us again above this little area. So we might have some liquidity, and you can see how we released. So certainly this was a nice trade as well. I didn't take it because generally I want to take it more around thicker structure. So while I do think that this is not that thick, but you can see the run in here. It's just 6% move, very clean right now. I do consider that it could come into this area. That would be another long for me, but I'll be stopped out of this trade. So generally what I would prefer right now is, even if it were to go down, I would say just consolidate a bit, give some move to the upside, and then lower. So at least we can scale our loss below in here and see how this one goes. So I have marked some 1-minute levels in here where price can possibly respond. So I think we can respond at 143. Then there would be a response at 145, I think, and then certainly this is a very high probability level at 146, even shortable intraday or swing. So I think we can hold right in here, somewhere in here. So that being said, I think I'll just target my first scaling right at somewhere at call it 145. So I just take something out at 146, call it 146 figure. So just below that level. So We'll see how this one will play out. So far, you can see it's showing some pressure to the downside. No big deal. I think it can still really show the downside, given on the some of the higher time frame. It still looks pretty thin to me. Just some lower time frame levels. So I would really prefer it coming at 126 overall, but I think I'm just trying to fill this extension first, and then we'll see how this one will play out. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so we got stopped out of that position in an instant, both in my live account as well as in this demo. So I took another position again, both of the accounts in here. The fill on the live account is 135.80, and here it is 135.70. So another trade in here. So the stop is now kept below this low, as said, and that's okay. I mean, the more thin it runs, the greater the potential for us making a profit. So now pretty much the same thing, like if we go on this 1 minute, so you'll see some response now at around 139, 140 we'll call it, somewhere in here. You'll see a good response right in here where this support is. So support becomes resistance, so we might see some resistance in here, then possibly at 141, and so hence and so forth. But overall I'm still targeting the move into this area at 145. I said I think 145, somewhere up in this point of release. So so far it looks pretty heavy. The thing that I want to see right now from this is actually it would be good if it could stabilize a bit right now, so not go anywhere. So at that point it will give us a little bit of a time to make a decision if we do want to hold that position. So that's what I want to see right now. But another good thing would be if it could come into this level and hold a bit. That would tell me that okay, this guy wants to push up, so that's pretty good. So at that point in time we can move our stop below this here, because we have more structure in here. So that could possibly offer support to our position. So it doesn't look like it right now. I would like to wait on this one. So far, just by the looks of it, I think I think it wants to make another run down at 131.90, so 132. That would also be another great trade, another great trade, I think. But this is how it goes. It's not perfect, but let's see how this one will play out again. Let's see. It's 9th of May, currently 11:27 Indian Standard Time, and so we took the long yesterday and we got stopped out today in this. So you can see, just close this, so you can see low at 116. Our stop was just below this low. We got triggered here. So so I mean very nice move for how much was it though? I mean, yeah, 15%. So very aggressive move to the downside. I thought that this could hold at 132 area, but it didn't. So back-to-back losses in this one for me. But if we go on lower time frames, so I think we can see this price bleeding into some of these areas towards 130 and 131, and finally I think getting to 135, and that could be a nice sell in this one. So just pointing that out. Given our long trades, we did take at 135 area, so we got stopped out. This low is not coming at much, I guess, somewhere in here, sure. But overall I think it could just check on a daily. So I think we can see this moving into 89, 90 area, I guess. I think that would be a new structure that would complete the swing on the monthly time frame. So you can see the shelf. So the shelf is offer a little bit of a response, and then we have a thin move, and we came back down. Initially I would like to take these kind of entries when it's initially testing the shelf in here, but due to the pattern I pointed yesterday, you know, this sort of pattern, down, up, and then trade stop here. So I'll still take that pattern 9 out of 10 times. So that's okay. Nothing is perfect, but a fairly managed trades, but though lost a percent on the on both of these trades, so that's fine. Regarding the fundamental discussion, I think there was a little article, or there was a little a circular from the government, basically, which said this particular X company had the monopoly, and now it won't have that monopoly. So I'll attach that article below. But and that's a pretty good fundamental shift for this business. So yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it continues to go lower still. So we'll have to see. But as far as the trades are concerned, I think nothing more to say in this one. I do think we can still draw back first into called 130 area, and then 131, because there's a little this area from here which I thought that this would highly likely give a response. So that's why I didn't take that trade out at the market close yesterday, because you can see the market just filled in this gap. We took an entry here, market filled this gap, and now it just continues to sit in here. So I was quite confident that the market would short at 132, but it didn't. So that's fine. We will see how this one goes. But as far as the trade is concerned, we are done.